Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together through the ABRSM Theory Grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 to accompany each step of this series to help you. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can also find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time come exam day. So if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated, and please do share out the videos. And now we're going to continue with the 2018 Grade 4 Practice Paper B. So if you turn with me to page 11, we'll make a start on the next questions there. And as I always say, have a go of this on your own. First of all, always work in pencil, and then it doesn't matter if you go wrong, you can just rub it out and you'll learn much more thoroughly by making your mistakes instead of just passively copying through. And so on this page we have a lot of work to do, bearing in mind key signatures and major and minor scales. And so I do suggest that you just map out all of your key signatures. If you use the circle of fifths, then that's all of the thinking done for you straight away. If you're not sure how to do that, if you have a look at my tutorial on the circle of fifths, you can find the link to that in the cards and also in the description. And that's a really valuable tip on just getting to grips with all of these key signatures. And so you will have done a lot of the thinking already for this if you've just mapped that out. So let's just have a go of this together. So no matter what order the notes come in, we always count from the bottom note and we count upwards, and we always count the bottom note as our tonic or our home or number one of the key, regardless of what the key signature might be, but then we add the key signature into the mix just to see if it applies to any of the notes. But the lowest note is always considered to be the tonic. So the first job is to get the interval, so we have to just counting the lowest note as 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know it's a fifth of some sort, so that's half the mark straight away. Now it's a good idea to visualize these intervals, even if you don't play piano. If you just use a piano keyboard just to visualize the intervals. Now A flat to E flat would be a perfect fifth in line with the key signature of this lower tonic. However, we can see that it's A flat to E natural, so that top note has been raised and we've made the interval bigger, so we've gone from perfect to augmented. Alternatively, you can look at it the other way around and just consider, first of all, if you were going from A to E, that would be perfect, and then the lower note has been extended down, it's been flattened, we've made the interval greater, and so we've augmented it. So either way that you look at it, you can see that you've augmented that perfect interval, and so we know that's an augmented fifth. Let's press on. So now we're counting from this low note F. We're in bass clef, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we know it's a seventh. So that's half mark straight away. Now then, let's look at that. F to E would be a major interval. Major means greater, minor means lesser, and because of the key signature, we're actually going from F to E flat, because we have a B flat and an E flat, so the E is flattened, and so we've made that interval smaller, so we've gone from major to minor, and also it fits in with the key signature of what F minor would have in it, because F minor's got B flats, E flats, A flats and D flat, so the E flat comes within that minor spectrum, but we can see that major interval has been made smaller, it's been made minor. There we go. So this next one we can see straight away is a 1, 2, it's a second, so that's half the job done. And again, let's look at the piano keyboard. Now it's hard counting from sharp to sharp, so let's first of all look at it natural to natural. So F to G is a major interval, it's a full step. And so just moving it parallel, F to G is a major interval, F sharp to G sharp has just moved parallel, and so that is a major interval as well. And we can see that it's a full step. So major second. And now we have to do the same sort of thinking, but this time they've told us what to write and we've got to create the interval. Now we need to make a melodic interval, just like these here, where one comes one after the other, as in a melody, unlike a harmonic interval where they come together like a harmony or a chord. So we need to write after each note. We're counting high, we're always counting up. So the first job is to get the actual number of steps correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4 takes us to an E, so that's half the job done. Now then, B to E would be a perfect fourth, but we need to diminish that, so we need to make it smaller, and a flat will drop that down by a semitone. So there's our diminished fourth. We go from perfect straight to diminished. Because if you remember, perfect intervals, fourths, fifths and octaves, don't entertain the concept of major and minor. They just go from perfect and then augmented or diminished. So we've diminished that, we've made it smaller. So now this last one, we need to create an octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 takes us to D, and that's correct. We've got D to D. However, this is a D flat, and so this needs to be a D flat also to create that perfect octave. There we go. So now let's press on to the next one. So in question 3 we've got some scales to write, and again, if you've done your circle of fifths, you've done pretty much all of the thinking straight away, and it's much easier to do that thinking once rather than continually have to keep bringing that information to mind, particularly under exam circumstances. Get your thinking done once and then you can just keep referring back to it. So we need to write 1 octave ascending, so we're going upwards. We're writing the scale of A flat major. We're in the bass clef, so we start on a bass clef A flat. Do not use a key signature, but we need to bear in mind what that key signature would be and apply it as accidentals. So A flat major would have a key signature of B flats, E flats, A flats and D flats, and we'll need to pop those in as accidentals. But let's get the note heads in place first. So we're in A flat major. I'm going to start low. So there is an A, all cows eat grass. So now we go in step. Scale just means step, so space, line, space, line, stepping up this ladder system for an octave till we get to A again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's our octave. And now we don't have a key signature, so we'll put those accidentals in. And if you're not comfortable with this clef, if it's not the instrument or the clef that you're used to reading to the instrument you play, you could even just sketch out the letter names. Make sure you go ascending or descending as the scale dictates. And so now we can easily think where we're going to put these accidentals. So we want B flats, E flats. A flats will come twice because we're beginning and ending on that, and D flats. So there we go, that's soon done. Let's look at this next one. So we need to write the key signature of G sharp minor, and then we need to write the descending scale of G sharp minor in its harmonic form. So first of all, let's take this one thing at a time. So G minor is related to B major, which has a key signature of F, C, G, D, A sharp. So let's pop those in. F, C, remember this is the treble clef, so positioning them correctly. G, D, A. Now we need to be descending, so we'll start on a high G there. If you remember, the lines go, every good boy deserves football. That's F, that's G, and now we're coming down in step, descending, step by step, line, space, line, and we've ended on G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's our octave, so we know we've not gone wrong. beginning and ending on G. Now the harmonic minor in its ascending and descending form has the raised 7th. So remember, because we're descending, we're going 8, 7, 6, 5. Don't make the mistake of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because you're going down. So we need to count backwards, 8, 7. This is the 7th degree of the scale. We need to raise that. It's already a sharp because it's F sharp in your key signature. And so in order to raise that sharp, it becomes a double sharp. And that's now completed. So that's soon done. I do hope that's helpful to you. I hope that you're enjoying it. I'm certainly enjoying working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be fab. And please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. Please do share out the videos. And please also do visit sharonbill.com and make use of all of the resource and information that's available there to help you. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.